Of the carrots that I harvested back in January, some of the later ones were pretty small, likely due to overcrowding. I want to find an easy recipe to use up the remainder of these tiny carrots, and realized that a sheet pan soup recipe would be perfect. This will be a tomato soup, but I'm also adding in carrot, bell pepper, onion, and garlic. In a previous vlog, I painted our dining room, and I've been wanting to add more to the walls ever since. I want to attempt to build a set of small wooden shelves. I think this will be my most ambitious woodworking project to date, mainly because I want to include some curved decorative edges. Since I'm pretty new to projects like this and I'm not confident that it will turn out well, I decided to use some cheaper materials. I did make a couple mistakes when adding the decorative edging. I cut a little too quickly and caused some burns and tears in a couple places. For the shelf brackets, I printed out a 1x1 scale drawing and used this to make a template. Jigsaws are a tool that I struggle with the most, so none of them turn out to look quite the same, but I think that they're close enough to look even to the eye. I use a combination of finishing nails and wood glue to assemble the shelves. Since I thought that the plain pine was maybe a little too light compared to the other wood in the room, I decided to stain the shelves to darken them a little. I chose to first have the shelves stained with Minwax weathered oak, but since this ended up having very gray undertones compared to the sample, I decided to lay on top of that Minwax English chestnut. Some blotchiness was expected since this is softwood, but I'm a little worried that I might have chosen the wrong stain color. I decided to hang up the shelves to see how they look. I'm a little conflicted about the way the shelves look. I wonder if I should refinish these shelves and try a different stain color, or maybe paint them white to blend in with the wall. After I hung up the shelves, I had some free time on the weekend to go thrifting for something in particular that I want to display on one of the shelves. Today I'm looking for a shelf clock that has a large enough face to be easily read from across the room. I looked through my local thrift store and flea market mall and was surprised by how many options were on sale. About 40 minutes into hunting, I came across this mantle clock that I immediately thought was perfect. It was $22, just about $8 cheaper than if I bought it new. It was possibly too large though, and I forgot to bring a tape measure with me. Thankfully, one was being sold nearby. The clock's base was exactly 3.5 inches thick, the same as the depth of the shelf before I cut the decorative edge. So now it would technically be a little over an 1/8 inch too big. Along with the clock, I want to use the shelves to hold bouquets and small potted plants. I'm using museum putty on everything just for added security. I'm still a little unsure about how I feel about the same color on these shelves, but I did have a lot of fun decorating them so far.